Been saying this for a long time. Rachel Zegler is a toxic person that is going to kill Snow White so badly at the box office. Even right now, as I speak to you, a new report has claimed Disney has cancelled plans for Snow White's premiere in the UK in order to avoid massive backlash to keep Rachel Zegler on a massive leash at this moment in time. That's how bad this woman has caused the panic buttons at Disney to go off badly. Look, it's so bad right now that even it's coming from big trades like the Daily Mail. They have said that while there's still plans for a US premiere, the UK premiere has been cancelled, and instead there will be a handful of tightly controlled press events that's going to happen for the Snow White film. Like I said, the Snow White film is coming out in exactly 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, the movie is going to make its debut in cinemas, and its reported budget is $250 million. So the big question is, how much is this film going to debut with at the box office, and then we are going to start looking at the subsequent weeks after its first debut. So what's happening here is that there was a big UK red carpet premiere that was expected to happen, and now it's going to be a tightly controlled press event, which includes selected members from the Shield media outlets. They are going to be asking only PR approved questions and avoiding the hot topics. By avoiding a red carpet premiere, Rachel Zegler won't be interacting with members of the media in a controlled situation, which could find her in trouble, literally. And this continues. If you're reading the Daily Mail, they're saying that Disney are already anticipating an anti-woke backlash against Snow White, and they have reduced the media schedule to just a handful of tightly controlled press events. This is why they have taken the highly unusual step not to host a London premiere for the film and are minimizing the amount of press questions that Rachel Zegler gets. The controversy for this film is through the roof right now, as it stars both Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. And Gal Gadot as well is involved in our own controversies. Now, Disney is not using the real actors for this particular little event, from what I'm seeing, but it's going to be an issue in the long run, because people will still want these actresses to promote their films. It's ridiculous. Now, regarding Rachel Zegler, she appears to be a casting mismatch for this role. Obviously, that's been discussed, but the problem is all her negative talks about the original Snow White from 1937. She's been bashing it, saying the prince was a stalker, insulting Donald Trump supporters, saying that they all should not know peace, and all the nonsense she's been spewing for a really long time right now. So it's crazy. She's talked down on the original. She has made herself look stupid in the media so many times. She has attacked fans. She has insulted half of the population of the United States. Everything she's getting now is well deserved. Now Disney wants to keep her on a very big rope at this moment in time. They want to chain her and make sure she's chained for good until they get this film into the theaters and start seeing what returns they get. But at the end of the day, I don't see this film breaking even. Is the film is directed by Mark Webb. Even though the director is not a terrible director, I don't see this film being good. Mark Webb will not be able to make anything out of this. Obviously, this was uh, a movie filled with agenda, so there's no way it's going to break even at the box office. The current tracking suggests that it's going to lose Disney hundreds of millions of dollars. And there is another report that popped out about Gal Gadot recently appearing to fire back against Rachel Zegler's Middle East stance with ADL speech. This is another report I'm seeing on that Park Place website. They're saying that the Snow White was caught in the middle of a global conflict. Disney Snow White has been a public relations nightmare from the start, but now it seems the controversy has gone beyond bad trailers and box office projections. The two lead actresses, Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, appear to be on a completely different opposite sides, one of the most diverse global conflicts of our time, and it may be showing in more ways than one. You have a situation whereby Gal Gadot received the ADL International Leadership Award and delivered a passionate speech affirming her support for Israel and condemning what she sees as a growing hostility towards the Jew community. So, she has been going back and forth slightly with Rachel Zegler on X over this. So this is a very weird situation whereby you have the two lead actresses going against each other, taking shots at each other. In fact, they even appeared at the Oscars. This woke Oscars that aired over a week ago. They were so awkward they could not look at each other. I never made a video about that, but they were at the Oscars together. They came out. They could not look at each other. They just stood there, did their thing, and left the stage. It was just a ridiculous, awkward moment. Both Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, they were paired together as presenters at the Oscars, but anyone watching could tell there was a noticeable tension between them. First off, Gal Gadot never once looked at Zegler while they stood at the podium. Her body was visibly leaning away from Rachel Zegler, creating clear distance between them. It looked as though she was almost repelled by Rachel Zegler's presence. She also kept her focus entirely on the audience, barely acknowledging her co-star's presence. For two actresses leading the same film, this interaction or their lack of was striking. It's hard to believe it wasn't intentional, especially considering the undeniable contrast in how the two have approached the conflict in recent months. So this is a big problem. You have the two lead actresses feuding with each other behind the scenes, and the film Disney has spent $250 million on is coming out in 2 weeks' time. There is no way this film can even make any meaningful revenue at the box office because none of these two actresses even care about promoting this project at this point in time. And that's a very big problem for Disney. Disney will have to find more ways to push this thing and see if they can even scratch any amount out of the box office. But I don't see that happening. I hope you guys enjoyed this report. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow us here. I'll see you guys very much next time.